My dinosaur already looks like this. Imagine what it's gonna look like in 6 hours. Alright, stupid, get to work. 0 kills so far. Those pink tanks are absolutely adorable. There's a level 13 that dropped already. We're gonna get such good loot. I can't wait to see what we get. This idiot gets a headbutt. I'm definitely gonna put a lot. There's a level 14 already. We're already so much better, and we've killed 12 enemies literally, and I've got all day for this. Definitely going to work a lot on my machine gun today because it's really the big winner here. Moving on to extra stage 2, I assume every one of these is going to ramp up in difficulty quite a bit. Our dinosaur is already pretty strong, so it's not going to be too much of a challenge yet, but eventually we'll get there. As long as we got our machine gun, we're going to melt everything in front of us. And considering we're finding level 13 drops, it's not going to be hard to upgrade our gear. 4 of those is going to turn into level 50. I assume we're just going to be adding more and more spikes to the dinosaur, and I'm all about that. There's a level 14 face mask. It's only going to take 2 of those to make a level 15, 4 of those to make a level 16, which is definitely an upgrade. I also kind of want to make that bomb stupidly big so it just wipes out everything. We might get there eventually. I'm pretty sure these levels are normally supposed to be really hard considering these are after the quote final boss. But we did so much grinding before that we kind of pushed ourselves a little bit ahead. But that did help us to get these really big bombs. And those are just a lot of fun. We moved on to stage 5. I wasn't really paying attention. I kind of zoned out because it's not really a challenge. You don't have to pay attention if there's no challenge. I assume something will eventually kill me though, and then we'll go back for even more upgrades and just make myself even stupidly stronger, and I'm really excited for that part. My goal today really is to make a dinosaur strong enough that it would have defeated the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. This wave did take me below 1,000 health, so they are getting closer to defeating me. We're up to 140 kills, but we're into a new background, so we're probably up to a different difficulty. So without using my abilities, this wave does defeat me fairly easily, but I want to be defeated right now because I want those upgrades. I want to put parts together. Don't worry, I'll be back for you idiots. First things first, what do we find in a box that level? Lots of 14 stuff. So upgrades are going to be very easy to get. So already we get a new nose, so we're going to go from 185 damage all the way up to 220. But no, he's not color coordinated and he probably can't see very well. I guess he doesn't really have to see very well though. He just walks forward attacking literally anything in front of him. But of course, most importantly is the weaponry, which is going to go from 2700 damage per minute up to 3000 with a giant yellow cannon.
This is my Eiffel Tower. This is my Rachmaninoff's third.
Oh, and that puts us back on the penetrator.
I call it the ex-wife.
But first things first, we've maxed out our machine gun level, so that's interesting at level 20. Penetrator going all the way to the top. Alright, now even our basic gun is that much stronger again, and our machine gun was upgraded again, so yeah, we're just gonna melt absolutely everything. And the penetrator is now doing 137 per penetration. I do believe it's more humorous than it is useful, but I'm still having fun with it. Level 11, we're way past that stuff. I've got to get way into these waves. Was that a level 12? Well, that's better than 11. There's a 14. I need to find 15s and 16s. Or just like a million 11s and 12s to get up to what we need. Yeah, I would need to find like 64 level 11s to actually get an upgrade. We could do it, but it's gonna take some time. I haven't even used these really yet. They're okay, but it's all about the penetrator. With this much health, it actually takes a while for things even just to be able to kill me. There is a loot crate there though, so I kind of wonder if that's going to be a higher level than before. That was a satisfying explosion and penetration. Usually those happen the other way around. And do we think there's an end to extra stages? Or do they just go until you physically can't go anymore? It is noticeably easier getting now to stage 5 like it is, even with the 1 layer of upgrades we got. So every layer of upgrades is going to make a colossal difference. And this is all happening right as the coffee is starting to set in to full effect. It's going to be a good day for genocide. And it looks like so far at least we're going to be fighting these robot guys. And that's fine. They are really strong. They're going to get stronger. But I am kind of hoping there's a new kind of enemy somewhere down the line. Maybe after stage 10 or even a boss. Stage 7, they still can't seem to stop me. I just keep plowing through with all my different weapons. Although curiously, I feel like it's been a while since I've gotten any drops. So I'm not entirely sure what that's about. And I'm kind of really just here for the drops. I need to make myself stronger. Because we're pretty strong now, but I can still see the enemies on the screen. I want them dead like before they even spawn in. And if I use my machine gun, we can do that, but I can only use it once in a while, so I need my regular gun to do that. I was finally defeated apparently. I just kind of let it happen. But we get to open another level 21 crate, which has lots of 14s, which is great, because that's sure closer than 13s and 11s. Luckily, I am an adult, so I can drink as much coffee as I want to get to where we're going. The guns are all starting to look similar, so it's hard to know where to upgrade them. 71,000 points to spend is so stupid too, so I'm just going to upgrade the headbutt because it's overall the most useful compared to my gun. Then I pretty much just set him loose back on the world again for more upgrades. There's a 14, there's a 13, so we definitely get more drops early on, which is interesting. There's another 14, so we're clearly getting better drops now, and I think I might have devised a clever strategy for this. Although my fun ideas have like a 90% failure rate, so we'll see if this is one of the exceptions. And I'm going to be a little bit sad when I get the next upgrade because we're going to lose the penetrator for a while, and I'm not sure when it's going to cycle back. And also, since I've upgraded my headbutt, 800 damage, that's actually tons. Okay, stage 3, and I just saw another loot crate behind me, so I'm gonna try something. If I quit the run here, do I get to keep all the upgrades I've gotten up to this point? It would appear that I do. I get less money here, but I get a crate full of all sorts of 14s. So then once we put all of this together, we get a new nose piece. So we're going from 220 bite damage, ooh, that looks mean, all the way up to 242. And why did they give him ears? He can't hear out of those. Then again, he's a dinosaur that shoots guns, so what do I know? Then our armor is going to go from 3,000 to 3,500, and because the game is being mean, we don't get a new gun yet. But in a way, that is actually sort of a good thing, because then we still get to use our penetrator for just a little while longer. And we're definitely way stronger than ever before now. We're just way more health, way more armor, way more everything. Okay, I just found another weapons crate, so I'm going to swap out right away because I want a better gun before we're going to go way deep into this run. I hope there's a lot of guns in here. There might not actually, there's one. But we do find a lot of just regular drops lying around too, so those are going to add up fairly quickly. And I'm pretty sure we were pretty close on the guns as it was, so there we go. We're going to go from 3,000 damage per minute to 3,300. That's a 10% increase, and we were already doing stupid damage. Then we're simply going to upgrade the headbutt, and then maybe just a little bit for these guys. Now we're going deep. This gun by itself is, yeah, it's going to make a big difference, but the sum of all the parts too is going to be pretty good. I don't love these attacks, but they're going to help. That 10% extra gun damage is really going to make a difference. I hardly used any abilities here, and we got through pretty unscathed. But I do have these abilities for a reason. They're not supposed to just sit there and look pretty. We use them to melt everything. There's a level 14 gun, so I just need to find a lot of those. Although I guess it would take 64 of those to upgrade to level 20, assuming level 20 actually exists. But think how powerful it would be, and how long it would take to actually get there. But we've killed 50 enemies so far. There's a crate, which is big helpful. We might start to find better gear once we get past like extra stage 10 or so. There's 2 14 face masks in a row, so that's equivalent of a 15. And we tore through stage 5 with a very lazy effort. I expect stage 6 will be more of the same. If I just keep using my abilities pretty much in any order I feel like, we'll be fine. Stage 7 starts with 180 kills. I think every level gets more and more enemies to have to get through. I don't know if they actually get any stronger. They don't seem to yet. I think it just throws more at me. And they're all out just minding their business, having a nice day in Apocalypse Land, when this T-Rex rolls through and absolutely murders everyone for no reason other than he wants to get to somewhere to the right. And we're just going to enable him to do that. You don't need to stop and ask for directions when you've got a machine gun. This cute pink tank should be the last of the idiots, at least until stage 8. So that last one had about 60 enemies on it. 50 actually, for those of us that can do math. I'm just a little lost in all the destruction. There's so many things to kill. We're coming up on 300 kills in just this run alone. Do you think the ears add a little bit of damage? When I headbutt, he does kind of point them forward. Maybe they're actually spikes. I don't know why he'd need to hear. He doesn't seem that, he doesn't seem like that much of an intellectual, to be honest. But what do I know? I'm spending hours of my life making a dinosaur kill robots. Our dinosaur met his end, but we have 92,000 upgrades to spend, plus a box, which has more of the usual. I definitely want more of the 14s, not 11s. But something about beggars can't be choosers, so we're just going to take whatever we get, smash it together here, and eventually we're going to get a new dinosaur. I think it's about time we throw out the level 7s and 8s, because I don't think those are going to be any use ever again. Starting to appreciate how long it's going to take to get any new upgrades. Level 10 can also be disposed of. Do we have any more garbage? It seems strange we're throwing out level 10 stuff. Even level 11's debatable. And back to work we go, destroying everything in our path. There's a 14, good start. And another 14, so that's basically a level 15 thigh plate. And a level 11 face. It takes 1,000,000 of those. We're getting closer. We've got an 18 and a 17 on pretty much everything. But I've also realized you find drops in the first few stages, and after that they seem to stop entirely. I don't know why they do that, so it's not actually worth it to continually go deep, because we won't find any parts after a certain while anyway. So I'm gonna let this happy little monster just keep going for the first few stages, gathering as many parts like that as I can find. We'll stop, upgrade, rinse, and repeat until we have the ultimate idiot. Imagine how big his cute little ears are gonna be by the time he hits level 20. So we can pretty easily get up to the end of stage 3 without doing much of anything, because my dinosaur is just stupidly strong by this point, but we are still finding drops, and that was a 14, so that's a very good one for me. But by the time we get to stage 5, there's a lot more enemies to kill and far less drops, so it's not really worth my time at this point to continue grinding here. Look at all the 14s we're getting now though, it's like the game knows. That, by very happy coincidence, was just enough to get me to level 19, so that we're going to go from 242 bite damage to 264. Again, that's roughly a 10% increase, and now we have a purple face with no ears. We're back to not listening. I find these parts are getting stressful now. It used to be so satisfying putting these together, but now they all look so similar. It takes a second. But we're going to go from 3,500 armor all the way up to 4,000. That's over a 10% increase. And the gun, as per usual, is lagging behind. But that's okay, I know how to remedy that, and we're simply stronger than ever before. We should plow through this quicker. And that's without using any of our enemy melting abilities. There's a 14 face again, that's perfect. A few more of those and we'll be hitting level 20. There's a 14 gun, so I'm very happy about that. The drops may just depend on what stage of stuff you're wearing, although there's a 12. But we seem to be finding a disproportionate amount of level 14 gear right now, and that's fine by me, because that's 1,000,000 times faster than level 12s. Our bites take such big gouges out of these enemies now. It's between the auto fire and the bites, these things are melting away, and these are super strong enemies. I missed them in the recording, but we just got a great row of drops there, including that 13, but I think there was 3 other level 14s directly in a row. And then as soon as I start recording, we hit a level 12, which is stupid. I'm almost annoyed at myself now for committing to getting all these parts to level 20, because this is still going to take so long, despite the fact most of my stuff was already level 19. But it is rather enjoyable just marching forward killing everything, so I really shouldn't complain. And again, by the end of stage 4, the drops seem to have stopped, so I think we maxed out the drops. Not sure how that works, but that seems to be the way it does. Okay, after that one, we should hopefully have enough parts to put this all together. Actually, we don't. We still don't. That's okay, it'll just be 1 more minute to upgrade those stupid guns. The first drop we find this run is a level 14 gun. I think that by itself is enough to get us there. While we're at it, let's open another crate full of lots of level 14. And that should mean a new gun for sure. And I'm pretty sure this will make the single biggest difference in my run. So we're going from 3,300 all the way up to 3,800. That was actually like a 20% increase, so that's a ton of damage, and plus look at it. It's just going to be a while before we're able to upgrade beyond that. Fortunately, we have about 200,000 upgrade points to spend, which is absolutely stupid, so we're going to upgrade the skills for now, because what else are we going to spend it on? Maybe I'll see if I can get the drone up to level 20. We can, which is max, and you're up to 16. So now we're naturally just going to do that much more damage again. You can already see the huge chunks that gun is taking out of the enemies. Plus when we bring in our little drone, he's probably going to do a ton of damage. Yeah, he's taking huge chunks out of enemies too, so we're going to start melting things. And we can still get more upgrades on top of this. Yeah, even that laser is pretty strong. That used to be not great. Now I could certainly live with that kind of damage. A few runs later and I should have lots of loot stacked up, including plenty of 14, so that's a good sign. And I've already got another level 18 face, so if we get 1 more of those, we get up to level 20. And boy, I can already feel victory getting close. Look at all the guns though, it always makes me happy to see all these upgrades. Okay, all we need is another level 17 and I can finish my leg plates. I know that's a strange thing to be excited about, but when it's taking this long, you gotta be excited for anything you can be.
Just let me have this.
Plus I can take my frustration out on idiots by killing them. There's a 14 already. A few runs later and I maybe shouldn't have grinded this far because my inventory is actually full, so it kind of hurts to think about how much stuff I just wasted. But we're getting ever closer to our goal. This one is so close now. But it's also pretty cool to see the progression of faces. We're so close, we need 1 more 15. A few more runs later and we might be right where we need to be. There's a 16, which makes a 17, which makes an 18, which makes 2 19s, would take us from 264 up to 290, and that looks mega aggressive. It's completely covering his face, which is good because we don't want to look at that. I'm also it doesn't say max, it just says level 20, so that's scary to me, because now my stupid brain is going, well, what's beyond level 20? I don't know, brain, do you want to grind for a week to find out? Unfortunately, it kind of does. But we're about to also go up to level 20 knee pads, so that's going to take us from 4,000 all the way up to 4,500, and these ones have spikes on them. And we're starting to make up some ground on the guns too, because look at them all. We're definitely not to level 20 on these yet, but we're closer than I thought it would be by now. There's a 19, 18, 16, 15, 14. Yep. It's just a matter of time now. But I can notice this difference already. We're actually chewing through these guys quite a bit quickly just thanks to that extra bite. Once we get the gun upgraded once more, it'll be even better. Like, we're not doing any of our abilities and we still have 4,000 health left. Okay, we finally made it to the point where 16 turns into 17, turns into 18, turns into 19, which means our gun's going to go from 3,800 damage to 4,100. He's got a colossal rocket ready to fire directly into the back of his head. And while I was very patiently grinding that up, we got 231,000 upgrade points. And I bet that could make a pretty big bomb. Yep, we're at max level bomb and we still have 105,000 points left over, so let's do the flamethrower. Now that we have everything beautifully up to level 20, I bet we're going to go through things. We're firing rockets that do colossal damage, 370. A big bite and a big rocket. Yep, this is gonna work out great. And that's not even including the machine gun or the enormous bombs we can drop from the sky to destroy everything for 1,400 damage. Even a flamethrower at this point is incredibly strong. But this is stage 1, obviously things are gonna get more numerous, so we'll see how it goes by the time we hit stage 5, stage 10, stage 100. Hopefully we kill thousands. Stage 3, the enemies do get a little more numerous and busy, but we can obviously get through stage 3 without doing anything at all. We could several levels of gear ago. And that was also before we had the big bomb, which is very nice just in the way it evaporates everything and we just keep on walking. I'm on to stage 5. The last stage I was pretty lazy. I only lost 500 health. If I had have actually been using my abilities more efficiently, I would have lost even less. So I'm feeling pretty good about my odds to go nice and deep. And both the headbutt and the machine gun are so strong at this point it's almost stupid. But then we also have the big bomb, which is also stupid. So that's really going to help carry us extra deep. Like it took out those 3, it just didn't reach him. But it would have one-shotted everything there. Stage 6, we're only 65% of the way through and we drop below 4,000 health. So we still got a lot. I'm just trying to emphasize things are getting a little more difficult. But that's also why we have machine guns and flamethrowers. Catch. And I haven't really been paying attention to what enemies actually do more damage or are tougher. I've just kind of been plowing through them this entire time. I'm kind of indifferent to who or what they are. There's 200 kills and I'm still going strong. Only lost about 500 health so far. Catch again. I think the biggest challenge for me is waiting patiently for a spot where it's a big cluster of enemies to use the bomb. Otherwise it's kind of a waste. But I just really like using it because it blows everything up and lets me keep walking. Then of course if you hold it for too long it's kind of a waste at the same time because you need it out there doing damage, not sitting in your inventory. But I'll find the right opportunity to use it. That wouldn't have been a bad time to use well, you know, we can still drop it down there. There we go, 4 enemies instantly defeated. There's the end of stage 8, moving on to 9. And with no challenge so far whatsoever. I'm literally just walking through them like this and there's nothing's come close to killing me. Here's some pink tanks.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
And they're gone. These levels are getting long quickly though. We're still only stage 9, we're 75% of the way through, but we've already killed 50 enemies. I do think it's safe to say we've created the most powerful dinosaur in the entire universe, so I'm pretty happy about that. And finally the big stage 10. Was kind of hoping for some kind of boss fight, but I'll settle for more massacre. Stage 10 is also going to be long. I think it's close to about 100 enemies in total, so I might as well use the bomb because I'm going to recharge it 80 times over the course of this one. We're up to about 450 kills. I just realized I've dropped about half health now, so the enemies, like I said, they aren't getting stronger, but there's so many of them. They're starting to chisel away at my poor defenses. I mean, bombs can only do so much to keep me safe. But then again, now they can't hurt me, because they're made of itty bitty little parts blown all over the world. Some different enemies would add a little bit of variety to this too, because I feel like I've killed these guys before, and there's just so many of them, they're really starting to chip away at my armor. Everyone does just a little bit of damage, but there's so many of them. Never mind, it turns out once you're done stage 10, you're just done. It takes you back to the menu. So I guess we win.